Hi everyone, so this is our class on small chops making. So first of all, I'm going to be showing you the am I talking very fast? I guess not. Oh, okay, let me take it slow. So first of all, I'm going to be showing you the vegetables I use for my small chops production. I usually use carrots and cabbage with my spring onion and green pepper. Then for our samosa, the one that is triangle, that has a triangle shape, I use my green peas, and this is a minced meat. Is it minced or meat? These are green peas, and I have fresh pepper, to make it spicy. If your client wants it to be spicy, you add your fresh pepper. And since I'm using my spring onion, I don't usually use extra onion unless I do not have enough spring onion for this. And this is my green pepper already diced. So we're going to proceed, and I'll show you how I fry my sauce for the samosa and spring roll. So now let's get to work. So now you're going to be adding a little oil to your pan, your frying pan. Just proceed to fry your spring onions. So I like frying my spring onion or my onion and my curry, thyme, any other seasoning you'll be using before adding my fresh pepper if I'll be using any. Then you proceed to fry for some minutes, after which you add your this is for samosa. Then after which you add your minced meat and allow it to cook for some minutes. So when it has simmered for some minutes, you now proceed to add your seasoning cubes. You can use any of your choice, it doesn't really matter the one you're using. And now I don't use salt because I add enough seasoning cubes for my samosa sauce. So you can also add salt if you're using green beans. So this one is optional. Not everyone uses green peas, but if you want to increase quantity and also quality, you can add some green peas to it. And after this, you'll be adding water. And after adding water, you cover it for some minutes and allow it to cook. So it's ready. It's been covered for over 10 minutes, and you know it's ready when there's no water in your pan. So next, let's go ahead and fry our spring roll sauce. So the same process: you fry your onion, you fry your tomato, sorry, you fry your onion, your curry, your pepper, and every other thing you add into it. Your carrots. For this, you're using just carrots and cabbage. Some persons add chicken to theirs. If you want to do that, you can also add chicken to your sauce. When you do this, you'll stir and stir and stir, just continue stirring. So for this samosa, you don't add water to it because your cabbage itself produces water. So you add your seasoning cubes and allow it to cool. Okay, so now our samosa and spring roll sauce, they are ready. So now I'm going to allow them cool for about no time. Basically, whenever it's cold, that's when you're ready to actually use it. So this is for the spring roll and this is for the samosa. I'm going to keep it in the corner while we make our paste for the wraps. So this is flour, and this is salt, and basically those are the two ingredients we need for our paste. So this is my sieve. I'm going to be sieving 4 cups of flour. No, it's 4 cups of flour. We'll sieve it. Do you know what we sieve? In case there are dirt, you have dirt on this. Of salt. Or you can say a half teaspoon of scotch. If you have vanilla flavor, you can add vanilla flavor to this. So when your customers, when they taste it, they say, it tastes different. So kilo day. Yes. So this is me adding flavor to it. Butterscotch. little butterscotch will do the magic. So I'll show you how it's supposed to look after adding your water. There's no measurement for water because all flour are not the same. There's some flour that are actually heavier than others. So you just need to know what it's supposed to look like when it's ready to be used. Not too watery and not too thick. So this is me adding butter. Now something else you can do after mixing your batter, that's your flour and water, you can keep it for 2 hours before using it. Then it gives you a stretchier batter. That's something I have done over the years and I love the end product. Now in 2026, I do not want to believe that there are people that are still using their hands instead of using the brush. This pattern, it's easier, it's faster, it gives you a smoother texture, a smoother finishing product. So get a brush if you're still using your hands. Don't tell me your hands got burned. Just get a brush and that gives you the perfect finishing. So you can do as much as you want, as much skin as you want, and just keep them and cover with a clean towel so it does not dry out. So here I did over 20 skin wraps, but I didn't record all the parts. And please remember to use a non-stick pan, not your regular frying pan, a non-stick pan. So after doing all of this, just prepare. You see what I'm doing right here. No matter how much you squeeze, squash, hit it on the table, it still does not tear. It doesn't tear. It's very good. And this is one thing that actually happens when you allow your batter to rest for at least 2 hours before you start to use it for your skin. Before rolling, please make sure you're rolling it tight. You see what I'm doing? It tightly. So it's not. I'm going to do a voiceover for this. So always ensure not to add excess filling to your skin. A spoonful is very, very okay, so you don't end up having torn samosa while you're trying to roll it, especially as a beginner that hasn't mastered rolling of your spring roll. Just when you're practicing, just have like a spoon, half spoon. It's enough. Don't say you want to satisfy a customer, then you end up adding too much. So this is how to get a perfect spring roll. No stress. So now we're going to do our samosa. So the first thing you do is to cut it into 4 equal parts by folding it like I did in this video. So just cut it into 4 equal parts and start wrapping your samosa. Get a clean scissors. This is something you need. If you don't have a scissors, if your knife is sharp, you can also use your knife. But this is how you can get a 4 equal parts by folding it. So after cutting into the 4 equal parts, get your batter and your brush ready, because that is what you need to seal the ends when you're done adding your filling to it. So please do not overload your dough with the filling so it doesn't tear when you're trying to cover it. A half spoon, like half tablespoon is enough. If you have a measurement spoon, half tablespoon is enough, or 1 tablespoon. Let's say 1 tablespoon, depends on the size that you're making. It's enough, but you always need to use your eyes to gauge whatever it is you're doing. So I have 2 procedures for making my samosa. This is one. I'll make another video of the other one. I prefer using the other one. It's just that it's not cost efficient. If your customer is paying you well for it, why not? You can use the other pattern. That's the pattern. I call it the folding in pattern. You just keep folding, though you get to use more skin to produce that one. This one, it's cheaper, cost effective, so that's why I normally go for this one. So this is our finished product, samosa and spring roll. One beautiful thing about my samosa and spring roll is that after frying it, like my customers will always say, it's still crunchy when it's cold, and that is because my oil is not usually very hot before I start frying it, and my heat is always moderate, not so high and not so low, so it's, you don't like you want to be so fast when you're frying it or you're in a hurry. I take my time to bake and bake my samosa and spring roll, and this is it. Can you hear the crunchiness? Can you hear it? So now the next, I'm going to be teaching you how I make my puff puff, creamy puff puff. Now one thing you need to understand is you do not need hot water to make your puff puff. I've tried the hot water method, as in that's lukewarm, not hot water really, and the cold water, and I tell you for free that the cold, not when I say cold water, please, it's not water from your fridge, like your tap water, room temperature water. It always gives me the best result. It does not shrink after frying. It still remains solid, puffy, fluffy, and delicious. So try, don't say because there's no warm water or you're in a hurry, you need to make puff puff and you need to go boil water. This new method I have, it's the best so far in my how many years of doing puff puff. And now this egg, I added egg not because I add egg all the time, but I added egg because this particular customer, the one I made for her some time ago, I added eggs. So whenever I want to make puff puff for her, she always tell me, please add eggs. That doesn't mean you cannot make puff puff without your eggs, right? If you can get a good yeast, you're good to go. So in this particular puff puff, 4 cups of puff puff, 4 cups of of flour, then 150 grams of sugar. I'm going to be adding the recipe in the caption, so I don't think there's any need for me to say it here, but you have to cover it, and I was already frying before I remember to record. Sorry about that. So this is how you can get a perfect round puff puff. How you position your hand is very, very important, and you should also know that practice makes perfect. So if you cannot get it the first time, that doesn't mean you won't get it the second time. But whenever you pack your dough with your hand and you squeeze out the quantity you need, you must cut it, as in with your hand, your thumb, cut it to get this perfect round shape. So the more you practice, the more you'll get it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the part 2 of how I make my small chops. Bye.